Okay, everybody. Enrique Zoltano here, and I think I want to talk about writing. There's a lot of people out there who say that in order to be a good writer, you have to go out and get a whole lot of experience. No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all because let's say you do. Let's say you go out there, you get a lot of experience, but if you can't see well, if you're a fool, then what are you going to learn, right? Uh, I mean, people say that you should learn from your mistakes, but I find it more useful to learn from others' mistakes. And of course, you need to learn from your own mistakes. We all make mistakes, and we need to learn from them. But learn. I mean, and people will tell you what their mistakes are. That a lot of people are like, "Oh, I did this in the past, and I was so stupid." And we've all done that in the past, and we've been stupid. And we're gonna be stupid in the future at some point. Um, so yeah, learn from your mistakes. But it's all about having a good eye. Because if you don't have a good eye, then that experience is not going to give you a lesson worth knowing. Um, and of course, I think experience is a good thing on its own. Um, has nothing to do with story writing. You know, it's just something that's healthy for your psyche. Where there's this stupid debate between individualists and collectivists. And it's like, yeah, we're both. We need our me time. All of us need our me time. We need to be able to develop ourselves. You can only love another if you love yourself. So, um, but at the same time, we need others, people in our life, in order to feel sane, right? In order to have a more full life. Um, so yeah, no. Go out there and get experience for your own sake. For your own health, for your own whole life. But it doesn't have anything to do with writing, I don't think, because the lessons that we should be learning, it comes from reflection, right? And we're so busy in our world that none of us have time for reflection. And I'm not even talking about like God prayer stuff, right? I'm just talking about discursive thinking, processing thoughts, treating your mind like a sanctuary, and having pushback against anything that comes into your senses. um, but yeah, so I think that's all pretty simple. Um, so writing, what else can I say about writing? I think I think writing's cool. Like me, for me, lately I've been writing a lot, but my life I didn't write a whole lot. But I love playing with words. I thought wordplay was so cool. Um, and me, I'm not. I haven't devoted my life to writing. It's just something that I've done. So I don't think I'm the best writer out there. Even though, like, if I'm doing a poem or writing something, it feels good to write. Smugly sometimes. But I mean, me, when I was a kid, I learned about Solomon, and he wanted wisdom. So my whole life, I've been, just seeking out wisdom. Don't think I've gotten there yet, but that's been my main goal. Um, but my when I started playing with words when my dad taught my older brother and I English grammar, and after that, I just kept playing around with the words. I mean, there's a science to the words. There's the English grammar, and to this day, it's like I'm still doing a lot of the same processes that I did as a kid. My dad would have us tell us. He would have us tell him what each word was and how it related to every single word in the sentence. So um, I remember because my dad's a real scientist, and he just worships the curriculum. So if you get, we had this English grammar book, and I was asking him about commas, right? I asked him a question about commas, and so of course, he's gonna go to the book, and he starts to look up the answer because he didn't know the answer, and we couldn't find it. This was before Google. We couldn't Google it, and we couldn't find the he couldn't find the answer, and he started processing it. Because it's like he just like boom downloads and inputs outputs. But he started thinking about it, and he came to the conclusion you can put commas wherever you want, basically. And I thought that was cool. This was my dad thinking outside the book, right? um, and it was I like the answer, and so to this day I put commas wherever I want to. Um, but I've forgotten a lot of the English grammar. A lot of it I've definitely forgotten. Um, but there's a real science to it, and another part of the science was I'd write poetry as a kid, and I wouldn't write poems like a normal person. Me, I was doing it more from the scientific and the wordplay and the syllables and the sound, right? And of course, the alliteration and the other one I forgot. Um, People are so fascinated by their alliteration. Uh, but and the other one, what was it? It's like rhyming basically. But anyways, so there is real science to the word. Um, it's embarrassing to say, but I consider myself kind of a mind reader. I can look at someone and read them, and it's not mystical or spiritual. It's a lot like Sherlock Holmes. In that one scene where he's reading that woman, and he just reads her to a T, but he messes up, right? But that's one reason I love the stories. I love the stories because I mean each it's like if I'm trying to read someone, it's like I'll see some information, but from that information, there could be many different possibilities as to um, intent from the heart and thoughts from the brain, right? Because those are two different things. Um, and so there could be many different possibilities, right? And so it's fun. It's fun to do characters. I'm really disappointed in the in many of the modern stories. I like Lord of the Rings. It was a good story, but it's so unreal because like most toxic people are very charming. In fact, a lot of toxic people are obsessed with appearance. So they put on a good face. So evil within our experience or toxicity within our experience, sometimes has that charming face. Um, and so, I mean, Lord of the Rings is so cheesy. It is. You've got the good guy, then you've got the bad guy, and it's like that's not the experience of our world, right? But here's the thing. Um, I think Lord of the Rings and a lot of these modern stories too. Some of them are really good, but like what I'm complaining about right now is some of them are just so cheesy. You know, it's like the writer wants to make us hate the bad guy, so he'll just like have the bad guy say, "I like to hit women," and it just, okay, it just gets it can be so cheesy, but here's the thing. One of the reasons I like Lord of the Rings is because I didn't take it as like a real story. It's a fantasy. But at the same time, it's like this is a reflection of the battle within all of us, right? I think we see that in Golem and addiction, right? Anybody who's ever been through addiction sees themselves within Golem, right? Um, and all right, wait, hold on.